Hi guys, and welcome back to At Home with Liv. So I've got a really exciting video today, which is a get to know me Q&A. I would also just like to tell you that I have new videos coming out every Wednesday and Sunday, so make sure you subscribe to my channel and also press the little bell so you get notified when I post. I normally tend to post about 6 PM on a Wednesday and Sunday, so check my channel out on those days. Yeah, so today we've got a really exciting video. I'm going to be doing a get to know me Q&A, so it'll be good for you guys to sort of get to know me a little bit more and yeah, find out a little bit of gossip about my life. I've got my phone with me here just because I'm going through the Q&A box that I put up on my Instagram. I haven't prepared like answers because I wanted it to come like naturally, yeah, I will just be going through them and then whatever comes to my mind I'm going to be obviously answering. I do also have Arlo here with me. He's just sat in his bouncer having his bottle. Let me just turn you around to see. Say hi, Arlo. Bless him. And I've got my new lighting ring. I don't know whether you guys think it like makes any difference, but I just find like in the winter the lighting is so crap. So yeah, I just bought this cheap off Amazon and thought it might help for my sit down videos. But anyway, let's get started. So first question. How did you and your partner meet? Well, we actually met on Tinder, the dating app. He kept messaging me actually about Love Island because Love Island was on at the time. It was the time that Tommy and Molly May and Maura were in the villa, and yeah, he just kept asking me questions about it, so I couldn't really not answer him because I was really into it, and so was he. So he wore me down a little bit, and then we had like a few phone conversations and we decided to meet up. So we met near my house, which is in the middle of like the countryside. But yeah, we were both really scared. I was actually going to cancel it because I have never really like been on a dating app before, so I'd only joined it like I think it was like a week before I started speaking to him. And yeah, because I've always been in long-term relationships, I've never dated or been on any dating apps like that. So we decided to meet up at a place called the Aikman Inn, which does really good food and also nice cocktails. I remember having a Cosmopolitan, and yeah, we just chatted, we just got to know each other a little bit, and yeah, that was it. That was our first date. We were talking about this the other day. How mad is it that all that time ago we were sort of talking on Tinder and now we've got a baby together? It just goes to show like meeting people on dating apps can actually last and turn into a successful relationship. So yeah, I feel like that's how people meet anyway these days. Okay, so next question, I've got Arlo here with me because I'm just finishing off giving him his bottle. So the next question is, how did you find out you were pregnant? Story time. Okay, so this is actually quite a good story. So I don't know about you, but like throughout like the last 5 years or so or whatever, I always had a feeling like I was pregnant all the time, and I would take like loads of tests and things like that. And then the time came where I missed my period, and I was like, I said to Mikey, oh, I've not got my period, that's so strange. I don't know, maybe I should take a test. It's probably nothing, but maybe I should take a test. And he looked at me and he was like, you're pregnant, and I know you're pregnant. And I was like, no, I'm not, stop being so silly. Of course I'm not pregnant. And I was like, I'll take a test anyway just to be sure, but no, I'm not pregnant. I took the test and it said pregnant, and I absolutely freaked out. I was like, this has got to be wrong, because it was just like a cheap pack of tests off Amazon. It was on a Sunday evening. I really wanted to go out and get a proper pregnancy test, like one that would tell you how far along you were and things like that, just because it just reassures you more, I guess. But they were all closed, and oh, thank you for that, Arlo. And I was panicking, and eventually I just had to say, okay, in the morning, because I was doing my teacher training at the time, in the morning before school I will go into Sainsbury's, thank you, and I will do you have to kick me in the face? have to kick me in the face? I was saying, yeah, in the morning before I go into school, I will nip into Sainsbury's and I will get a pregnancy test and basically find out for sure if I am pregnant or not. And I went in the school toilets just before I was teaching a lesson, and I did the test and it said I was 2 to 3 weeks pregnant. I literally had like 5 minutes before I was teaching a lesson. I remember because I was teaching a year 12 lesson, and it was all about, because I did my teacher training in psychology, it was all about like babies and baby development and like crying and things like that. So I had to watch like a video of a baby crying, and in the end I had to just turn it off. I was like, yeah, we're not watching this today, guys. What are you doing? What are you doing? And I remember Mikey panicking. He was obviously happy, but he was like, oh my God, what are we going to do with finances? What are we going to do? You don't have a job, things like that. But everything worked out in the end. And then later that day I asked my mum to come round and I told her that I was pregnant. And then I rang my sister, rang my dad, rang my nan, and Mikey, oh, well that's lovely. And Mikey told his parents and everything. But yeah, basically I found out in the school toilets before I was teaching a lesson. So that was fun. Next question. Best advice for a new mama to be. My best advice, maybe a little bit controversial, but it would be take people's advice with a pinch of salt. You're going to get a lot of people with opinions when you become a mum, like saying, oh, you should breastfeed, you should bottle feed, you shouldn't use a dummy, you should have a career and send your child to nursery, you should do this, you should do that. There's so many things, and people are so judgmental about the way you raise your child. So my advice would be, take advice with a pinch of salt, but do what you want to do. Don't let other people make your decision for you, because at the end of the day, you know what's best for your baby. You're gonna try things, they might not work, you may change the way you do things, but try not to let people dictate how you raise your child. Next question. What's your favourite thing about being a mama? Okay, that's a good question. So the best thing about being a new mama, or a mum in general, is having a little best friend. Honestly, he is just everything to me. We do everything together. You're never lonely. You always have someone here. You have someone that wants to cuddle you. You want someone that wants to play with you. It just changes your life. So I think my most favourite thing is the fact that I've got a little best friend. Next question. Do you plan to have any more babies in the future? Yes, I do. Not now, because I'm currently unemployed and we are renting, so we need to buy a house. I need to sort of get my career on track and things like that. But after that, yes, we do want to have more. I had quite a traumatic pregnancy where I had a pregnancy condition called ICP, also known as cholestasis, which is basically where you, when you come up to like your 3rd trimester, well in my case it was anyway, you start itching loads. I had really itchy feet and itchy hands. I couldn't sleep, like you would just be writhing in itches. And basically it's all to do with your liver function, and something in your liver isn't working properly, and basically it can cause risk to you because your liver isn't functioning, and also it can cause risk to your baby because it can actually put your baby into a cardiac arrest. So it can be life-threatening, this pregnancy condition. However, lots of people go through it, and lots of people go through it without actually realising. And it's all down to liver function levels and your bile acid levels, because basically your liver can't break down something because you're pregnant. I don't really know all of the science about it, but yeah, it can be life-threatening for both you and the baby. I have been told that in subsequent pregnancies there is a high probability that I will have ICP again. So that is why I had to be induced. Okay, Arlo. That is why I had to be induced at 37 weeks, because my bile acid levels and liver function levels were quite high and I didn't want to risk causing harm to Arlo, so I was induced at 37 weeks. But I will talk about that in a different video. But yeah, to answer the question bluntly, I do plan to have more babies, but just not yet. I think I want to have 3 or 4 babies together. Yeah, I want to have quite a lot of babies, but it all depends on how my body reacts to it, because I was super ill with hyperemesis and ICP, and had a traumatic birth and stuff like that. So it depends on how the next one goes, I think. Arlo, he's literally just eating my hair. Can you not, Arlo? Don't eat mummy's hair. No, don't pull it either. Just had to put him down because he was pulling my hair. Yeah, so I do plan to have more babies, just not yet. And I think I probably want to have 3 or 4 together. Next question. Worst thing about childbirth. The worst thing about childbirth is probably going to be the pain. But for me, I would say the worst part about my whole experience was the mistreatment I had in the hospital and not being cared for properly, which led to quite a lot of trauma. So again, I'll talk about this in another video, but for me, it would have to be either between the pain and the treatment, how I was treated in the hospital. Next question, would you ever want a career change into interior design as you're so good at it? Thank you very much. I actually don't think like that I'm very good at it. I just sort of go with the flow of things. Most of the time I don't really know what I'm doing. But I do really enjoy doing kids' room decor, and I have thought about before maybe setting up my own business to be able to do up nurseries and things like that. But my problem is I don't actually enjoy doing the work, like painting and all the DIY bits. I'm not very good at it, and I don't like doing it, to be honest. But what I do like doing is putting the plans together, like making mood boards, putting different things together, doing colour schemes, picking the products and taking pictures and things like that. I do really enjoy that part of it. So in the future, maybe I will potentially set up my own business to do up nurseries or children's rooms, because I do have quite a lot of ideas. But yeah, at the minute, I'm sort of in a weird place with my career because I don't have a job. I was doing my teacher training when I got pregnant, which meant I wasn't entitled to maternity pay, which was not the one. So money is tight at the moment, but money is tight at the moment and I don't really know what I'm going to be going into, if I'm honest. My plan was to go back into teaching, but I genuinely don't think I'm going to be able to go into it. I've not closed the door off completely yet, but there is so much work and it is very, very, very intense, and I just don't think I'm gonna be able to give Arlo enough time. When I was doing my teacher training, I was working like 60-70 hour weeks, and I didn't even have the full classes that you would have as a normal teacher. I think I had like 50% timetable or something like that. So it's very, very intense, and I just don't think I will be able to go into it. I know some people do and some people make it work, but for me, I just don't think it's going to work. So I'm still working out what I want to do with career at the moment, and it is causing me quite a lot of anxiety because I know that I do need to provide and bring money in and things like that. So it is stressful. I am also qualified in human resources. I've got level 5 CIPD. I've got my qualified teacher status. I'm finishing off my PGCE at the moment, which is basically a teaching certificate which enables you to teach abroad as well as the UK. So I'm just finishing that because I already started it last year basically. Next question, did you poo during labour? This is quite a juicy one, isn't it? Okay, yes I did, and I think it is quite normal to poo during labour. I cannot believe that I'm recording this and putting this on YouTube for everyone to see, but yes, I did. And a lot of people do, and it is normal. And when I did it, I was so embarrassed that I didn't actually say anything. And I said to the midwife, oh, I'm really worried about pooing during labour. And she was like, oh no, don't worry, you won't, you'll be fine. And I was trying to tell her that I had, and I wanted her to clear it up without sort of telling Mikey that I had, because I didn't want him to see, and I was a bit embarrassed. But yes, it does happen, and yeah, we move on, we roll with it. So yeah, I did. So the next question says, tell me 3 facts about yourself that we don't know. Okay, the first thing would be, when I brush my teeth, my whole body, and I mean my whole body, will literally turn into like massive goosebumps. Yeah, is that funny? So I don't know what it is, but honestly I don't, but every time I brush my teeth I will get like the craziest goosebumps. So yeah, my whole body will descend into goosebumps. So I don't know what it is, I don't know if it's a phobia or yeah, but that is a strange fact about me. The second thing would be, I went to school with Emma Watson, I guess. I always say this to people, but I only went to school with her for a year, and I didn't go to Hogwarts, by the way. I went to a school in Oxford. But yeah, it was a girls' school. I went to school with her for a year, and she was in the secondary school while I was in the primary school. But we were told that we weren't allowed to go up to her or we would get a detention. So nobody in the school could go up to her. Third fact about me is I was on television. So I don't know whether you ever remember this, but on CBBC, when I was younger, there was a show on a Sunday morning called Smile, and it had Kirsten, Nev the Bear, Barney. So yeah, I was on live television on CBBC, and yeah, I think I was about 11 or something like that, and I basically had to read Nev a bedtime story, and I modelled some pyjamas and things like that. But when I was younger, I was really into performing arts, so I went to Stagecoach, which is like a performing arts school. I went to that for like 10 years. I was in Joseph, in the choir on the side of the stage. I was in an opera called Tosca. I was in quite a lot of different shows, to be honest. But yeah, being on live television is like a third fact about me. Okay, the next question I have is, where is the name Arlo from? So I always knew that I was going to call him Arlo from the start. Even before I knew he was a boy, we were calling him Arlo. But I got the name from a Disney film called The Good Dinosaur. And yeah, I just, as soon as I watched it before I even met Mikey. I love the name, and it's always been like in the back of my mind, and it just felt right, so we called him Arlo. His middle name is Leo, so yeah, he's Arlo Leo, which is so cute. But yeah, that's how I found his name, through a Disney film. Sorry, I had to get Arlo. But yeah, we're gonna finish off the video here, because that's all the questions for today. But I hope you were able to sort of get to know me a little bit more and find out some juicy information. But yeah, I need to get this one changed for bed now. But it was lovely speaking to you, and I really enjoyed filming this video. I hope you liked it. Sorry if there was too much information about some things, but at the end of the day, I'm all about being real and just being honest with you guys. And yeah, we're all in this together, we're all mums and we're all going through the same thing, so there's nothing to be embarrassed about. But yeah, make sure you subscribe and like my channel. Also give me a follow on Instagram at Home with Liv, and remember to check out my videos that I post on a Wednesday and Sunday at 6 p.m. I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye.
Trying to catch my breath.